Hey there guys, I'm sitting outside of our cycling group's usual morning coffee stop with a really neat little product. This is Voke Tabs, and inside this little tin here is actually a caffeine replacement that'll make it easier for the coffee lovers out there to get a little bit of caffeine in them before, during, or after a workout throughout the day. Also, stick around to the end where you can win yourself some Voke Tabs. So these, crack it open and show you, they're kind of like the old bottle capped candy that you'd have as kids. It's not quite as sweet and candy tasting because it does definitely have a caffeine taste, but this is a much more convenient way than a cup of coffee to get that energy rush that you get from caffeine, because you can't take a cup of coffee onto a bike or on a run. Kind of frowned upon during a race. These little babies were invented by a young guy, super cool dude named Kalen Coey, and he got together with his dad Byron when Kalen was an elite freestyle skier, and he loved coffee like a lot of us do, so he wanted an easy way to get that mental focus and that bit of energy that you get from a cup of coffee in a tiny little tab that he could put in his pocket and take anywhere he went. What he came up with was these cute little tabs made of green tea caffeine, guarana berry, and acerola cherry, so it does taste a little bit like cherry. This is a really neat product. I took it a few mornings that I was feeling like an extra slug and didn't want to get out the door and go into a workout, and it worked really well. It got me going. I didn't have a massive energy spike, but I was just alert, awake, all that good stuff. However, I would caution you, I normally have 3 cups of coffee. I had 3 of these one day instead of those cups of coffee, and I was flying.
You've got to stop it. You're all hopped up on the caffeine.
I feel like I'm talking a little faster, but it's very hard to tell.
So be careful. Don't overdose on Voke. It's not that hard because, like they say on the website, each tab is the equivalent of 1 really strong cup of coffee. Not just a cup of coffee, a really strong cup of coffee. So exercise a little bit of caution when you're taking this down. They keep the price to about $1 per tab, so if you compare it to an energy supplement or even just a cup of coffee, it's pretty cheap and it's more portable. To get the amount of caffeine that you'd get from this, you'd have to chew on 42 espresso beans. You decide what's easier to chew when you're working out, 1 Voke Tab or 42 espresso beans. So if you're a slave to the brown juice like I am, and you find that there's a lot of times that it's not convenient to have a coffee, maybe you're about to put on a wetsuit and you don't want to deal with where that used coffee is going to go, or maybe you're just about to go on a big workout and you don't want 2 or 3 cups of coffee sitting in your stomach, give Voke a try. It's a pretty tasty little number. To win a 28 pack of Voke, you gotta do 2 things. First thing you've gotta do to win one of these boxes is comment below and tell me, now that it's a little bit easier to get some caffeine in you, would you plan on using Voke Tabs before a workout, during a race, or just hooked into your veins and get a caffeine surge all day? Second thing you've gotta do to win this box, subscribe to A-Race. So that's it on Voke Tabs. If you're a regular viewer of the A-Race channel, thank you as always, and we would really appreciate a thumbs up below. And if this is your first time on the channel, I'd really like if you subscribe. You can take a look on the side here for a couple sample videos that we've done in the past. If you're watching on a computer, you can click on me to subscribe, or just hit the subscribe button below. Finally, there's links all above if you want to go to our website or social media, so you can check us out there. Thank you for watching. Kill your next A-Race.